Who's ready for some boom, baby, boom, rise and shine. Get some light on this action real quick. Got these gifts going. Got these cash goings. I didn't even really read my YouTube till this morning. And it said I can do gifts. It said I can do memberships. And now I see it all working. Apparently you can do donations. It's perfect. And now let's let the light in. Because the light is the truth. Like Cat Williams said last night. And this morning's marijuana motivation is about mental toughness, you know? Life has a way of throwing us all rocks. But not all of us can build castles with the rocks thrown at us. They say King builds the castles with the rocks thrown at him. Well, that's definitely Saints Addiction. That's definitely this morning's motivation. Let's get into it. Leg out. So I wake up in the morning. It's time to move out. I got a message that says leave the key on the table. Maybe even leave the girlfriend. We were getting into a fight last night. We're not even talking. And after some stonewalling, I went, that's what my ex used to do. That's abuse. And I don't appreciate it and I don't deal with it. I went like, if maybe me and you got to go in the separate directions, then maybe me and you got to go separate directions. But I will not be stonewalled in a relationship. I will not find people with excuses. I only find solutions. And there are people that have mental toughness. And there are people that capitulate, take the knee to triple C, and they don't know how to handle their own shit. And that's why I had to have this conversation this morning, because not everybody is mental tough. Not everybody is ready for the toughness of life. The cockroaches on the wall, little cockroaches everywhere, or the fact that the dude blew me up all night, or that I had to stay up all night having deep conversations about really bad shit and keep it going and trying to figure it out. And just life ain't easy, bro. Life ain't easy on nobody, bro. And this one got scared because we're all the way in Manila in the Philippines running out of money. She's like, I've never been without money before. And I said, welcome to the club, because everybody else on the corner, they all have no money, bro. If you think your life is bad, wait till you make it worse. Here it is, 11/11, Manila time. And I was thinking about going back to Thailand, baby. I was just sick and tired of people with excuses, reasons why they can't handle their own bullshit, reasons why their mind doesn't work, ADHD, drug abuse. Oh, my story is oh so hard. You should see it. Thank you guys for watching. If you get a chance, don't forget to subscribe. My goal is 2,000 subscribers, and I'm almost there, you know. But you got to be mentally tough. You see people out on these streets, you got a chance. Or you get a choice every day. Show up or show out. But ain't nobody going to hold your hand to do either way. And it's a scary thing, because all of us have something it's not even 12:12 yet. See, I told you these people be ringing the doorbell. We're in the shower, bro. It's not noon yet.
Yeah, okay.
It's not noon yet. Yeah. We're going to leave the table on. It's not noon yet. Look at your... Yeah. Thanks, babes. So this is the kind of harassment I've been dealing with. You know, it's literally not even 11:30. The guy told checkout to 11:20, and they're already knocking at the door. 2 times have they knocked on the door, literally while I was making love. Nothing says inappropriate than someone's behavior, someone's lack of compassion, lack of understanding, lack of space. You know, I had to give a lot of space this morning because I didn't want to be all up in someone's face. You know, space and face. It's important that we relax and understand what we're doing in this place. Why are we alive? You know, why are you alive? Are you alive to just let shit happen to you, pay bills and die? I doubt it. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I told myself, here, you gotta get the Frisbee challenge. Let's move it over here, because I'm literally moving out. Like, they're literally knocking on the door now. And, you know, in our lives, we're gonna have shit that's gonna come in our minds, and it's gonna torture us. It's gonna make us feel small, like we can't surmount it all, like everything's against us, and there's nobody that knows us or understands us or feels our pain. I remember the Pain Olympics. It's easy to go like, you don't understand my pain. It's harder to say, it's a lot of pain out there, you know? There's a lot of pain out there. And a lot of people that have to survive their pain, and there's some underdog stories, and there's some triumphs from tribulations, and there's people that shouldn't have made it and have made it, and have all the excuses. I just went to all the museums, and they have all the excuses not to make it. That's the truth of it. They had every reason not to make it. Japanese invaders, comfort women in Korea, the Holocaust, but we look for the survivors. My favorite quote from your boy, Mr. Rogers, Mr. Rogers, Greatest Neighborhood. He said, look for the helpers, look for the people running towards the fire. Those are the people, bro. Those are your firefighters. Those are the people that don't mind danger. Those are the people that are willing to help somebody even when the chips are down. You get up and you smile. You know that there's some strongness to it. And maybe it's my mama, maybe it's my daddy, maybe it's my Creole upbringing, but we don't let it go to us. You go down swinging. You know what I mean? You give it your all, and guess what? That's all anybody can ask, is you do your best. I do my best. And I never give up. And I never give up on myself. It would have been so easy to go back to coke. It would have been so easy to go back to alcohol. It would have been so easy to go back to women and just abuse any three of those things and go, oh, it's fixing me. As long as I'm having sex, it's fixing me. As long as I'm high or feeling good, it's fixing me. But it won't. Just like we had this conversation in Fight Club, but it won't. We all think we're going to be stars, but we're not. And then you all have to wake up and grow up. Most of us have to grow the fuck up. Our mental toughness has to be there. It's not waiting around for our mommy or our daddy to teach us. They don't give a fuck anymore. Shit, my mom would just try to invite me to Spain. I'm like, I can't even go to Spain. It doesn't work that way. We got to make our brain work that way. And that's the whole point of the show, is just to go, look, man, get mental tough. Hang in tough. Hang in tough. Hang in tough. Are you tough enough? Nobody remembers New Kids on the Block? Oh, no. Hang in tough. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was all up in that when I was a kid. Hang in tough? Shit. That was my shit back in the day. But it takes a lot to get over your own shit. It's going to take a lot. Maybe it's going to take a forklift. Maybe it's going to take a psychologist. Maybe it's going to take rehab. Who the fuck knows? I don't know. I just watched Shia LaBeouf do it, and it's just, I felt bad for him, bro. Everybody else is like, oh, he's causing hecticness in Mardi Gras. He relapsed, man. We're watching it happen. You want him to end up like with your girl, Whitney Houston, and then he drowns in a puddle of his own shit? Come on, bro. Come on, bro. That's not winner shit. I only want to win, no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never hand it up. Like, it's what the song is. It's what lyrics on shirts is. It's the way you frame your world. And everybody can do it. Anybody can reframe. Anybody can have the perspective. What's up, Allie? I see you, bro. Thank you for watching. I got the memberships going. I got the laundry going. I got the snacks going. And I'm ready to go. So, wave me, trade me, leave me on the streets. I don't give a fuck, bro. I'm gonna make it. And I told her that last night. I looked at it so straight. I looked at the people homeless down the street. They're all still begging from me. Even when we were talking, there was kids coming up. At least 2-3 kids talking. Manila's just so poor. Piss poor mentally. Like, she just showed up. It's not even noon yet. She's early by 40 minutes and still knocking on the door. Did you hear the doorbell? Yeah. So 2 times interrupted for sex. 1 time early and shouldn't even be here. And here, he's already messaged me twice this morning, and I told him, sure, bro, I'll just leave the key on the table. Is that cool? He said, cool. I thought we were cool. It wasn't cool. It's not cool to keep people up. It's not cool to be a dick. It's not cool to not have your shit together. It's just not cool. So we watch it. We all know energies. We all know scattered people. We all know chaos. We all know peace, or hopefully we know peace, And that's, I think, what it's all about. Those that can master themselves and master peace is a masterpiece. Look at that. I just made that up in my head. Masterpiece. That's a masterpiece. That's what's going to build dreams. That's what's going to build teams. That's what's going to be successful. Everything else, piss poor attitude, bro. Everything else is a lack of attitude and commitment. And that's just what it's going to end up being. What up, Ali? I see you, bro. That's exactly what's got to be. Oh, shit, I forgot to put my shit in here. Lost one more thing. Hanging tough. Oh. Hanging tough. But no, most of us, we want to let the pain win, you know? And I just didn't want to let the pain win, bro. I didn't want to have more years of depression. I didn't want to have my mind work against me. I wanted to be a winner, bro, so badly that I had to watch other people, like, who knows, overcome anything that they go through. Testicular cancer. Sure, he did steroids, but for a second, your boy was, what was his name? Lance Armstrong? For a second, he was the motherfucking man on Oprah's show, and everybody saw it. You already know. What's up, Jay? I see you. Thank you, bro. Thanks for the subscribe, man. We're almost there. But that's what it takes, bro. Concentrated effort. You know? Keep going. Consistent effort. Keep going. Show your pain is fuel and not just something that gets to be a tool. You know? Like, that's what I did. I turned my pain into fuel. I was like, no, hell no. You're going to fucking aggravate me? I'm going to do some push-ups. No, hell no. You're going to leave me? I'm going to go design a shirt. No, hell no. You don't like me? You don't want things to work? Guess what? I'm going to make it work. And that's what I started to do. I started to stack the cards in my favor. Now, last night I was called incredible, and I had a stopper. And I said, I'm human. You know, I'm human. I'm human. I have emotions too. I have problems too. It wasn't like it was just you. It's everybody. As we looked at homeless, left, right, and straight, it's everybody. But not everybody has mental toughness. Not everybody's got what it takes. You know, we all got to find it inside of ourselves and go, okay, hey, I'm going to make it or I'm going to break it, you know? And I was willing to break out of fucking jail, out of South Korean prison. True fucking story. I went a man and I came out a beast. You know what put me in beast mode? Could have been the push-ups, sit-ups, and the new diet, you know, because I lost so much weight because they had so much shitty food and I was locked inside of a fucking cage, right? So that helps you lose weight. But more in, I'm not going to let anything stop me. I distinctly remember looking at the other prisoner and he said, I stopped stressing. I was like, word? I was like, that sounds great. He's like, I'm never going to spend another day of my life, not a second, stressed the fuck out. And I took it to heart. I never forget it. He was in room number 6. He was looking at me. He was through a cage door and he said, no more stress. And I was just like, damn, bro. I felt that shit. Like strong in my chest. I was just like, oh shit, this guy's starting to make sense. And that's all I wanted people to do. Make their mind make sense. Make their decision make sense. Make their life make sense to them because it's a lot of nonsense out there. There's a lot of bullshit. I just watched the whole empire of the Philippines take a shit. That's right. Everybody has their turn, and it was their turn. The Japanese internment camps, POWs, you name it, bro. It was all bad. Maybe internal fighting, or how about their own government being corrupt and taking money from their own people? Imelda Marquez, you know? It's just never enough. Never enough. Watching people starve in the streets. We ate with them yesterday. We ate with the locals. It was a pretty cool spot. I never thought we would be there, but there we were, eating with the locals. We could have gone to the fancy restaurant with the band that started to play as soon as we got there. You know what I mean? But no, I wanted to be free. Mentally free. Free from anything that comes my way, including and up to myself. You know? That was the biggest hurdle of them all. Because yourself is always going to give you an excuse, a reason why you didn't do, you know, why you should have stuck with your diet, why you should have quit that addiction, why your habits are killing you. And that's where it comes to. Mental toughness. It's just like, do you have it in you to stay with you? You know what I mean? Wherewithal is what it's called. Your wherewithal. And that's what I do. I stay in my zone, this zone right here, and say, I'm going to do something with my life. I'm not just going to let it pass by. Another day, maybe. Another dollar, maybe. But definitely focus. And that's the highest thing you can do for yourself is make your mind work for you than against you. And that's all it takes, bro. As soon as you reframe the world, you start seeing it differently. And then guess what? It changes. Your whole world will change. Your outcomes will change. The people you hang out with will change. I was telling her till this morning, about 4 o'clock this morning, like, I changed my whole life. Want to know why I'm single? Bad women. I chose wrong. That's my accountability. Why am I not successful in business? Shit, I paid for it many times. $5,000 to the dev geeks, the development geeks. Put $1,000 on miles while I was traveling. That was a year ago, trying to get Intersect.ai up and running. I spent all my time on it, and then all my guys, they just quit up on me, and well, shit, it's kind of gone separate and not very productive. And I just have to make it work, bro. If they don't want to do it, I'll find a way. Don't know how to do the code? There's my buddy Levi. You know what I'm saying? And I'm always going to find a way. I'm always going to be able to depend on myself and my brain to say, hey, you know what? This too shall pass, right? No mountains into molehills or molehills into mountains. And God damn it, dude, Muhammad's going to have to come to the mountain. I'm going to have to do some heavy climbing. I'm going to have to get my climbing gear out to climb my attitude out of the situation I'm in. And that's exactly what I did. I sat there in prison, South Korean prison, because I had nothing else to do. 23 out of 24 hours every day in a fucking 4x12 room with a squat toilet on the end and cold water that I had to scrub my fucking dishes over the place that I took a shit. So you can talk about toughness. And then I think Nelson Mandela. I think of Mahatma Gandhi, be the change you want to see in the world. I think of Mike Tyson, just anybody that'll give me motivation. I'm thinking about them. There's no way Mike Tyson should have made it out of New York. He was a punk. He was a kid. He was already arrested before 15. But there he was, $500 million strong, $500 million later because he was a super athlete. Michael Jordan, Michael Jackson, and Mike Tyson. About the only one that kept his fame in his head was Michael Jordan. Everybody else, Mike Tyson, no, he lost it all, went bankrupt. Your boy Michael Jackson, dead, was on fentanyl, right? You know what I mean? Skinny and weird, changing his face. Is that a win? What does your win look like? Do you know? Have you ever shaped your win? Have you ever wrote down your goals and said, this would make me feel good? Like if I can do this, this, and this, and this. And this is what my friends do too. Young kids, they're competitive. They do 3 things that they're grateful for at night and 3 things that they're grateful for in the morning. And at night, they wish for something the next day. So that's 6 things every day that you pre-program your brain and say, hey, this would make me feel better. I'm going to do good things by myself. I'm not going to fucking shoot myself in the foot no more. I'm not going to fucking hurt people around me. I'm going to take full responsibility for my actions and then watch the world change. Watch everybody change the way that they treat you. Once you put your energy straight, you don't have to deal with people's shit no more. Kind of like me being up early. I got up before the alarm clock because I knew we needed to check out. Guess what? They're 40 minutes early before checkout. They're not going to give us 40 extra minutes, but they're going to be 40 extra minutes here knocking on the door, fucking with us. Not once, not twice, but thrice, So when a place has roaches and they're rude to you, they're all over you, they don't give you no personal space, they just keep fucking bugging you, it's time to move on. Apparently we have tickets to Boracay. I'm not quite sure if this girl even wants me to go, It's true. I'm not sure. You sure? Were you rude to me last night? Yeah. And that's what I'm talking about, bro. Stonewalling, I don't put up with that shit. I did that with Metzley. And Metzley, if you're listening, that's some fucked up shit. You got me to go grab you and bring you out of the car. All you had to do was come talk to me. All I asked you to do was come talk to me. It's the Pacific Ocean. You're pregnant with my baby, but you're going to sit there in the car thinking of destruction, and you didn't tell anybody? You didn't even tell your own mother? That's what bugged me, bro. People that lie, people that deceive, people that make things worse. Gasoline. That's what I call it, because there's people that are they're personal gasoline, bro. They'll light your shit on fire. Oh, let's make a mountain out of a molehill. What'd your boyfriend do? Let's blow up his Instagram. Let's go in his DMs. Let's fuck with his ex-girlfriend. That's all destructive behavior. Like none of that's gonna move the boat forward. And that's all it does. It's like, what makes the boat move forward? What do we have to do to make our lives go in the direction that we want it to? And that's what's important, It's not about your personal problems, bro. You got to get over that shit. You know what they give a fuck about your personal problems in jail? No. You think they give a fuck about your personal problems at work? No. You know what I mean? And that's what it is. You got a problem because you still thinking they're problems. I call it challenges. I reframe it immediately. I'm like, what's my challenge today? You know? And do you accept it? You know, do you accept the challenges in your life or do you run from them? That will dictate your outcome, just straight up. And we all know it. Every day it's coming with the challenge. How do we eat? How do we make money? How do we make love and children? Yeah, life decisions, bro. We're all adults now. Or last I checked, we are. And that's just what you're going to have to do. Dig yourself out of it. It's a perspective. And just like the meme, there's people that are like, oh no, I'm buried alive. Or there's people that are like, I can build a shovel. I built a shovel. Every time I thought about my ex-girlfriend, I went for a run and did something for my business. And that was a lot. So I kept doing things. I kept building it. I was like, I'm going to go for a run. I'm going to go for a walk. I'm going to get some exercise. I'm going to do right by me. I'm going to do right by my brain. And that's what took place. So I'm going to keep doing me, Willie steaming beaming, you know, stay away from the negativity, stay away from people that don't want to respect me. You know what I mean? People that don't appreciate me, any of that, bro. I'm going to keep the shine on my face. I'm going to keep smiling, regardless of anyone else's behavior, regardless of anyone else's decision. Because I'm a survivor. I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to stop up. Keep on survivor. You're not dancing. But that's what it is. I made it in my mind that I wasn't going to let these things beat me, right? Losing my son. I'm not going into depression for 7 years. I'm going to go look it up on Google, and it told me to go get up early, go get some exercise, and drink plenty of water, and that's what I did. Start brushing my teeth with my left hand and start telling myself I love myself. When's the last time you told yourself that you loved yourself? I bet not. And now we have to have this conversation. So it's all about you, right? The way you frame it, the way you talk to yourself, the way you act or react is going to be your outcomes. And no one else gets to escape this chemical or this equation, this life equation. It's actually, and I remember I got the book from your boy, Mark Echo, and he came up with an artist equation. It took being unique and individualist and some risk, and he made an actual equation. But the equation for making your mind isn't there. You know, how are you going to make yourself happy, but not always elated, not sedated, but actually in the game and appreciative? You know, nobody tells you how to do that, bro. Nobody tells you how to do that. No one's going to tell you how to live, how to think. You know, those choices are up to you. And then next thing you know, all those decisions add up to who you are, right? So how did I get to this bar? Why am I not at the gym? Gyms over bars. It's a choice, you know? Education, right? I can't read books anymore. Well, I'm glad you got a new free book because you need to start reading again, you know? We all have to do our research. We got to inspect what we expect, and it ain't going to happen unless we put some respect on our name. Thanks you, Birdman. I appreciate you, bro. Birdman, juicy man, you know? So I don't have that much time left. I got 7 minutes. I think we got to catch a flight here in about, 12 hours. But we got a relationship to fix. You know? I thought we were getting closer and bonding, and we went for cigarettes. And I was like, okay, leave my bed for a cigarette. We'll see what happens, you know? Like, I'm not the one, and I haven't disrespected you. I have never hit you. I've never fucking yelled at you. You know, you might want to churn your thoughts around and get on my page because I'm a survivor. I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to stop. Well, keep on survivor. You know what I mean? And that's just what Saints Addiction is. I had to get addicted to my solutions. You know, I had to get addicted to the framing my mind and saying, you know what? This thing's meant for me. You know, it's not against me. And the world isn't against you. It doesn't do things personal. You know, there's no personal nothing. That dude's as homeless as the next one, you know? But what they decide to do, if he decides to drink all day, well, I already know what the homeless guys look like that are begging. But have you ever heard of a story where the person gave up the drugs, started having children, started getting a job, started rebuilding their life and their trust with their family and their friends? Yup, I'm going to survive, you know? It's important, you know? It's important that we show people our mental toughness, that we are there, looking at you and say, I'm here for it. I'm not falling off the bandwagon. I'm not Shia LaBeouf. Oh my God, thank you so much. I would have forgotten my stand, you know? But that's what it is, bro. It's coming after us, all of us individually or separately or at different times. But the lessons are coming. Not one person gets to leave this life without a life lesson. I can promise you that. Promise you that. And I can promise you that they had a very bad day at one point in time in their life. What is the rest of that thing? Oh, where it is. Where's that thing that it came with? Ah. Is it in here? I don't know what I did with it. That's why I didn't put it in. Fuck. I don't know where my black container went. Shit. I don't know. Son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. But hey, I'm gonna find it. So I got 4 minutes to find it, 4 minutes to check out. I'm not gonna flip out. I'm gonna slow down, stop cursing myself, remember to breathe, unlock the demons, take my tongue off the top of my mouth, unlock my jaw. It takes a lot of concentration to be with it, you know, actually with it, and wherewithal. And you having the wherewithal to make your life work for you instead of against you, man. I just want to see people win, bro. Win, no matter what. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to win, no matter what. I'm going to get over myself. You know, not my spiritual mentor, but my business mentor told me to get over myself. I had traveled the world. Actually just got into a fight and my ankle was hurting. And when I tried to get up, he was like, get over yourself, Mark. I wanted to take a seat. He said, don't take a seat, get over yourself. And I was like, wow, that somebody I really respected was being mean to me. And then all of a sudden, I didn't like him so much anymore. I was like, fuck this dude, you know what I mean? Like, I just made it around the world. He said, I knew you were gonna make it. He said, because you're a good salesman, you know? But it wasn't guaranteed. It wasn't like they were sending me money. No way, no ma'am, no sir. It didn't go down like that. You gotta make it go down like that. You gotta turn your frowns upside down and be like, okay, guess what? I don't wanna live this way no more. That's where it comes from. It literally comes from a singularity moment that we've all had in sobriety where we said, I don't want to do this shit no more. You know, I don't want to keep going to the same bar. I don't want the fucking same results. I don't want these bad relationships. And then you quit. You say, you don't just quit, you know, you stop. You stop overreacting, you know, you stop misinterpreting and you stop repeating the same behaviors because you know it ain't going to do you no good. Where's this fucking thing? Where this little case is, but I'm gonna find it. I have a couple things that I packed, and it's not in here. Let's get it going, boys and girls. Let's get it going. It's not in here. Not totally clear where it went, but I'll find it. That's my attitude. You know, I'll fix it. I'll figure it out. You know, figure it out, man. Go run. Do what you got to do, but figure it out because everybody else isn't waiting for you to get it or get along with it, you know? And then I figured it out. There it is. So I don't just do the talk. I walk the walk, and that's what I got. What I got can't be bought. I told her it, lyrics on shirts, call it what you want, but what I got can't be bought. You can't buy my mental toughness. You can't buy my motivation. Right? You can watch the show, but you can't be me at the show, you know? You can't be me when I'm on the road making it happen with no money and my girl's freaking out. I've never had no money before. And I'm like, welcome to the club. Now you know what it's like living across the world. I had a suicide run 2 years ago, traveling this world with no money. I lost my son. I figured, fuck it. Might as well travel before I die, do something I love. Guess what? I did. I started to love my life again. And I started respecting myself and others and saying thank you and being appreciative of my time on this planet, realizing that my friends are dead, my cousins are murdered, and my baby's in heaven. I'm going to do something about it while I'm still alive. So I'm still alive. I still love my life. And I'll be damned if I'm going to stop from learning how to be as happy as I can be. That's mental toughness, baby. So on my heart from start, your boy Marky Saint, Saints Addiction. You already know, like, share, subscribe below. Found my my case. I'm on the case. Mental toughness. Ain't nobody gonna do it for you. You got to get in this game called life, and I hope that you do, bro. I hope you show up and impress yourself. Show up, show out. Let them know that you're here for it, bro. Let them know. That's what the Saints Addiction show is all about. The truth is the light. The truth is the light. And the truth shall set you free. Go be free. Saints Addiction, I'm out. Peace. And I will see you on the other side as soon as you like, share, and subscribe. But the other side of your fear, and that's a real thing because it'll make you act crazy. The other side of your excuses, and that's a real thing because we got to have some accountability. And the other side of the world, because that's exactly where I am right now. Peace. Okay.